Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers of all ages, welcome to Studio C. Welcome to Studio C. It's been a while, hasn't it? I did one of these kind of right at the end of last July, maybe into early August, something along that lines in terms of time frame. Just sitting down and talking to everybody, where my head was at, what was going on in my life, what was going on in here, and kind of where I saw the channel going over the next spell. Some of that came to pass, and some of it didn't. I have not yet been able to really sit down and make a lot of the HLL content, Hell Let Loose content that I would like to do still. It's still in the back of my brain. We'll talk more about that over the course of the video. So let's just talk briefly, right? Because it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Like we hit a spell for this is like the first upload I've had to YouTube in about 2 months. Going into Christmas was busy, and most people over Christmas, if you're not posting anything, you don't really notice. People are like, it's Christmas, he's off, he's on a break, whatever, fine, no problem. We got back from Christmas, and I had a crazy week at work, and then we were running away for our an anniversary cruise. My wife and I, our anniversary is in mid-January, so it was my birthday. They're in the same week. It's very common for us to try to plan a vacation in that span somewhere. Just so happened this time, it all kind of fell together, and then we just ran flat out almost all the way through January. Like we went on the cruise, we got back, we ran flat out for a week cleaning up the house, we had family in, and then finally we hit February. Beginning of February, I thought, okay, whew, all right, deep breath, now I can get back into YouTube. And I've had some pretty serious motivational problems. Partly because most of my YouTube content is warships centric, isn't it? Has been historically. I gotta be honest, guys. Warships is not really a great game to be playing these days, is it? Is it? It's just, if you've been playing Warships for a while, the game is just not in a very good place from an enjoyment perspective. It's very common, I'm speaking mainly about randoms, but it's very common for me to log in and play randoms for 1 to 2 battles and be like, nope, this is not it. This is not it for me today, guys. I am not feeling this. And it's been real hard to get into a groove, both on Twitch and YouTube, of trying to play boats and make Warships content. Now, I did cast a Warships tournament in early February. Still enjoyed that. Those videos will be coming to the channel this week. I've really dragged my heels on getting those posted, but they are going to start coming. And I am going to get the last couple of quarterly reviews done, right? So we never did one for third quarter because, well, we'll get to that in a minute. And then it's, we're well into now first quarter, new year. I owe you guys one for fourth quarter. Short version doesn't look good, right? You can see the population decline. It's pretty evident and it's pretty unabated at this point. We'll talk more about it in those videos, but there's a part of me that wonders why wargaming is continuing down a road that is so clearly being rejected by a non-zero portion of the player base. Anyways, separate video, but keep an eye out. We're going to have that conversation soon. So Warships video, just videos in general, nothing pretty much for a while now, right? So we are going to start getting back into some Warships content. But I kind of hinted at this last year. You probably, if you've come to a stream, you might have heard me talk about it. I sort of don't view Warships as a long-term strategy anymore. Not because, well, my enjoyment of the game has gone down, and so that's a very real thing. But mostly, I'm discovering that video game content in general has to be pumped out on YouTube at a steady pace, daily, weekly, whatever that is, right? You cannot take your foot off the gas because that's the nature of the business. Video games are constantly evolving. There's constantly the new hotness, right? It's the same thing on Twitch. In the last 2 to 3 weeks or whatever, the big thing on Twitch has been Hogwarts Legacy. Like just about everybody who streams at all has streamed Hogwarts Legacy for a few hours, right? Because it was the new hotness. And in 3 more, next week or the week after, it'll be something new. Last of Us is coming for PC at the end of March. I expect there will be 2 to 3 weeks where everybody plays The Last of Us on stream. I'll probably do that, right? It's a game that interests me, but I don't own a PS, and I never will. And so now I'm going to have the opportunity to experience what I've been told is an outstandingly good game and narrative. But YouTube is the same way, right? Video game content is all about the now, like the now. What's the new hotness? Or the latest controversy or the biggest news. And for somebody with a 40-hour-a-week job, sinking a lot of time into trying to keep up with that cycle is a lose-lose proposition. And I kind of talked about this the last channel update I did, which is why we're starting. The focus is going to be more, I think, going forward on some of the board gaming stuff. Now, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to drop video game content like a bad habit, but I think I'm going to maybe start spending more time to simple to produce video game content and more interesting and involved editing on the board gaming stuff, simply because it's got a bigger long-term return on it. Board games, you know, the board game genre simply doesn't change as quickly. And so a game, I'll give you an example, right? Right now, you're looking at, I've got Hell Let Loose on the table. Let me show you here. All right, so this is an example of something I've been working on to build the camera setup for showcasing a game of Twilight Struggle on stream and on YouTube. This game is 11 years old, right? It's still an excellent game. There are some minor things that have changed about it, but if I sit down and do some gameplay and talk about strategy and whatever, that's still as relevant as in 10 years as the day I filmed it. And so in the end, that really starts to help the idea of, I'm going to invest time into something. Now over the long term, it's going to benefit a larger group. Same way I was starting doing the learn to play videos for warships. I want to do more tips and tricks. We talked last time about the quick cuts going away. I think that's probably going to happen, but not in quite the way you guys think. I like the idea of putting out content on the weekends. And I think what's going to happen is quick cuts are going to move to where, when I have nothing else going on, or it's a quick and easy, like maybe I'll put out 2 to 3 a week just as filler. I think that kind of thing will be handy and helpful. But it just means there'll be a few of them around, right? Because they're simple and easy. But it just means it won't be a daily thing like it has been for years. Also, some of that's the fact that I'm just not streaming warships as much as I once did. There's less available there. So, 2 to 3 a week, one on Saturday, one on Wednesday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, that sort of thing, I think is sustainable and doable for you guys that enjoy those. But I don't think it's going to be as big or a main feature on the channel as it has been for a while. The board gaming stuff, I think, is very imminent, right? You can see I'm working on the overlays. The camera rail overhead has been done for a while. Last fall, we'll talk more about this in a minute, the job situation kept me out of here and a lot of other things. But that's kind of slowed a bit. It's eased off a spell. And so now I'm able to spend a little more time in here. The artist that I've been working with to do the show logo for the show name that I have, I went back to her with some more requests a few weeks ago. She's in the middle of working on all of that. And I think that'll wrap up in a few weeks. And then I pretty much won't have any more excuses to finish building out overlays and actually start filming in here. Ginger and I have been working on Twilight Struggle. That's probably going to be one of the first things that we do. But I've got a whole bunch of other... We're probably going to start with a bunch of 2-player stuff for a while, just until I get into a good rhythm and a good feel for how long it takes to film and edit and take a Twitch stream and edit it down to for what I want to do, and so on and so forth. Talking about boats... I talked about doing less quick cuts. I'm still going to be doing tournament coverage. I enjoy it too much, right? I enjoy it too much. And if I'm honest, if I'm a little conceited, I feel like I'm pretty good at it. And so I still want to keep doing that. We did the tournament, the Streamer Team League recently. King of the Sea 15 will start up in mid-April. We're going to do some of that. Speaking of boats, Anchors Away is returning, and USS Hornet is doing a convention in mid-March. I think it's the 18th of March. They're doing CarrierCon USS Hornet in Alameda, California. That's San Francisco Bay Area. I've been invited out there to attend, which kind of was a shock to me, but they wanted me to come and I guess be a panelist or something. So I'm not going to lie, guys. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about, but I'm going. It's going to be a good time. And then that Sunday, the day after CarrierCon, is going to be in Anchors Away right there on the ship. So if you live on the West Coast or you're willing to travel and you want to come to San Francisco, I'll be there for the weekend aboard USS Hornet. Come on by, say hi, let's chat. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. If you've been catching me on Twitch, you know that we've been doing more Civilization 6. This is something that Zath came to me with, my good buddy Lord Zath came to me with a while ago, and I love it. I am a passionate fan of Civilization, just the franchise. Like every Civ fan, I enjoyed some titles more than others, like some iterations of the game more than others. But in general, I love just Civilization in general, the good strategy game. As you can see, a good strategy game. But I was never really sure how to bring it to Twitch. It didn't seem interesting. Like, how do you watch somebody else play a strategy game? But but he brought to me the idea of multiplayer, and we've been doing that for several weeks now, and that's been really well received by the crew on Twitch. Now, I don't have a way yet to translate that to YouTube, but that may change. So if you're into Civilization, you may start to see some of that content filter here as well. And I still have other games that I need to go back and finish over there and bring here. I still need to finish my TIE Fighter series. I still want to finish Half-Life and get all of those episodes uploaded. Definitely going to be some more video game variety coming. It's going to be a little less Warship centric. And I keep saying that. I've got to make it happen, right? I've got to make it happen. One of the reasons that I'm still continuing to do Warships on Twitch and on YouTube is because it's comfortable. It's comfortable. And I'm a little bit lazy. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit lazy. It's very easy to go, oh, I'll just stream boats and clip out some videos and throw them on Twitch and, you know, make 15 bucks or whatever. But I know, and I've said it here to you guys, and I know in my brain, over the long haul, that's not where I want to go. That's not the growth that I want to have with this channel here on YouTube or over on Twitch. It just doesn't make sense for me to stick with that. So I need to be doing more. I want to be doing more and different. And I believe I'm about to hit a spell where I'm going to be able to do some of that because job situation. This gets complicated. I'm not going to burden you guys with all the details. If you remember when we talked back in July, I was just about to start a new job. That went like a roller coaster for about 6 months. Very up and down. Some weeks really good, some weeks absolute bad, ready to write my resignation. This is ridiculous. Why am I still here? I hit another one of those spells. For a while there in December, things kind of stabilized, and I thought, okay, good. We found a nice status quo. Things are level. This is great. Come back after the first of the year, roller coaster starts right up again. Last week, the project that all of that was occurring on, plug gets pulled. So right now, I don't even really know, like, you're going to be watching this video on Monday morning. I'm going to be sitting at work. I don't have any idea what I'm going to be doing, right? I don't yet. I've talked to a lot of different people. I know what I'd like to be doing, but I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. What I do know is either this job situation is going to resolve itself fairly quickly or I'm going to go find a new one. It sounds maybe rude to say that, but that's just reality. That's where I'm at in my head. I've kind of put up with this. I've been pretty patient with the whole process for about 6 or 8 months, moving over to work for a bunch of people who I really like and really respect. Just doesn't feel like it's all, the whole situation is kind of together yet. And so I'm very frustrated. And you'll hear me talk about this on stream. I've not hidden any of this. So we're going to see what happens. But one of the things I have in my brain is like, oh, well, if you end up leaving, take some time off in between. If you do end up walking away from this, go somewhere else, take a week or two in the middle and relax, unwind a bit, and do some of this that's not getting done because of other things. So we'll see. So some of it's motivation. Some of it is external forces, things that have kind of kept stuff from happening on YouTube that I would prefer. But you guys have continued to show up and support me and watch. And I can't thank you enough because these last 6 months have not been what I wanted them to be when I made the last channel update video. And here we are. And you're still here watching. Some of you guys have come in with good comments while I've taken my kind of extended break these last couple of months. Hey, we hope you're okay. Hey, we miss you. And believe me, guys, that is appreciated. It means more than you realize. It really does. There's a lot of people on YouTube, a whole lot of people on YouTube, and the fact that anybody values my thoughts or opinions is a little humbling and very, very touching, for lack of a better way to put it. So thank you. But yeah, just kind of that's where things are at right now. This is coming. You're going to see this on the channel in both places because I believe in this. I've invested too much work into it, and the finish line is in sight. Oh, I'm also probably going to have, keep your eyes open, I'm probably going to have a rebrand coming here in the second quarter with my main logo. I've been working on that for a while as well, and I think that's just about ready to come to fruition. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. A little bit of update, kind of just shotgun a bunch of different topics here. Let me know in the comments, what you want to see, what you've missed while I've been away. And I've kind of given you a heads up of what I'm going to continue working on, and we'll go from there together. Appreciate you guys. Peace. Y'all take care.